Israeli forces preparing for a ground invasion of Gaza, looking to eradicate the Hamas terrorist group after its attack that killed 1,400 Israelis, most of them civilians, and free the nearly 200 being held captive. But the U.S. and others continue to warn Israel to show restraint and make sure there is humanitarian aid to Gaza. All totally fair concerns. But why aren't more people talking about Hamas's ongoing role in trying to ensure civilian casualties? On Friday, Israel dropped flyers over northern Gaza warning people to evacuate their homes and flee south before they begin their ground offense in the north, where they hope to dismantle the Hamas infrastructure and tunnels. Not surprisingly, Hamas telling people there to ignore the call. Mosques even broadcasting messages telling residents to stay put. Israel's defense forces says Hamas blocking people from fleeing. The IDF posting this picture sure seems to show two vehicles blocking one of the evacuation routes as a huge line of cars forms. They also posted a phone call from someone they say lives in northern Gaza, claiming Hamas took his car keys and won't let him leave. And then there's the UNRWA, which is the UN agency in Gaza. They tweeted out an official statement accusing the Hamas Ministry of Health of taking fuel and medical equipment from its Gaza City compound. But after what I am certain was immense pressure to not point the finger at Hamas, they've now backtracked today. You're looking at a screenshot of the original statement captured by the IDF. Their new statement says that no looting took place at any of the warehouses and that video circulating online is basic supplies being moved to its health partners. So a UN organization randomly, publicly accuses Hamas of stealing? They just, you know what, we thought it was Hamas. What can I say? We were wrong. I'm guessing that they're playing with words here. Maybe they weren't looted. Maybe someone who was not invited from Hamas came and took stuff that didn't belong to them from that compound. I don't know, but it doesn't add up. And there was the deadly attack on a convoy fleeing northern Gaza that killed at least 70, including young children. Hamas quickly tried to point the finger at Israel, but the IDF denies it was them, insisting there's no indication they were behind it, and it makes no sense for the IDF to have done something like that right now when they're trying to get credit for allowing people to move. Hamas is the only one with any interest in this point at harming or preventing civilians from leaving. Look, Hamas has a history of using human shields in conflicts with Israel. And they took the hostages for just that reason, right? Hiding them in residential areas, something President Biden hit on during an interview with 60 Minutes last night.
Hamas is a bunch of cowards. They're hiding behind the civilians. They put their headquarters where civilians are in buildings and the like. But to the extent that they can separate out and avoid, I'm confident the Israelis are going to do everything in their power to avoid the killing of innocent civilians.
Joining me now is Menachem Rosensaft. He's an adjunct professor of law at Cornell Law School, who for over 35 years has been involved in the Middle East peace process. He very much wants to see peace in Israel and in the areas. What do you make of what we are hearing from everyone talking to Israel about minimize, restraint, be careful? I think those are all fair messages, but why is no one talking to Hamas?
Look, I think that the basic problem here is 200 hostages. And I think that's the main concern on everyone's mind, and in particular, President Biden, Secretary Blinken. They want to get those people back, and they don't want to risk killing them. So this is, I think, the reason why there's still some degree of, shall we say, polite talk about Hamas. But let's get something straight. Hamas is a genocidal terrorist organization.
Why do you say that?
Well, because their charter calls for the destruction of Israel and for eliminating every Jew living there, except perhaps someone who's had roots there before World War I. that fits four squares into the definition of genocide under the Genocide Convention, and we better understand that. That's the difference between, say, Hamas and the Palestinian Authority.
Right.
The Palestinian Authority, and for that matter, the bulk of the Palestinians whom I've met over the years, they may not be members of the Likud Central Committee, but they're interested in figuring out a way of coexisting. Hamas, absolutely not, and they proved it last week.
So do you believe that it is Hamas, for example, that's blocking people from leaving, trying to convince them not to go?
Absolutely.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your cable provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.